Alright, YouTube, Truth Man here. The channel is the No Matrix, No Simping, All Subjects channel. Ain't no simping. Ain't no staying where you not wanted. None of that. That's what simps do. These women, these jobs will turn you into a simp. And that's kind of what I'm talking about on this one. So I did a short where I was talking about always having something on the side. Always. Cause see, here's what happened. I told y'all the story yesterday about how when I was working in TJJD in Texas Juvenile Justice Department, how my supervisor intentionally sabotaged me with my other job. I gotta take a sip. Because he says that why you working all them jobs for? You only need one job. How you gonna tell me what I need? And you got a wife just helping you with your bills, but you trying to tell me what I need. They had that church, all them people in it, and his wife was generating her living off of the church, basically. But he was trying to tell me how many jobs I need. I noticed every time you only have one of something, it goes downhill. So I got rear-ended. The first thing I said was, what? Y'all gonna have to give me a rental. Because even though I have another car, I'm gonna restore that car, so I haven't done anything yet. But when you only have one of something, especially anything dealing with people, you losing your edge, you losing your advantage. I can recall, like right before I met the wife, I had, let me see, 3 solid options, 3 women. I had more than that, but I started giving them up for her. But I had 3 bona fide ones. The one I was with, she just, the thing with her, she had her flaws. But she was a decent girl. She wasn't like a horrible girl. She was decent. I had my girl from college that I still was talking to off and on. Definitely a decent one. Unicorn. And I had another one that I worked with that I was dealing with. Decent. Gave them all up. Arguing, fighting right away, giving her number out, dudes calling. I'm like, we're gonna do our emotions today. We're gonna do regret. That's gonna be the next video. But I was like, man, am I doing the right thing? For months, that's what I was thinking. Am I doing the right thing? That's why I still cheated. For one, I didn't know what she was doing. Say one thing, but appear to be something else. How you got all these dudes calling you and you ain't doing nothing? I never believed it. But when you give up, you lose your edge. When you only have one. Let's say even with a kid, let's say you have one kid, but you had the kid with a woman that's Evil Lynn, like Evil Lynn from He-Man. And so now, like my guy that I used to work with in Waukesha, he had one kid. and his ex-wife turned that kid against him. Turned that kid against him. It made him not want any more kids because he was writing her, he was trying to contact her, she was keeping the kid away. And people was telling him, man, just have other kids, man. Now I look at that as good advice. Because when you only have one of something, you lose that one, how many you got? None. You should have 2 cars. You should have 2 or more of everything. 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 So I want to talk to y'all about these jobs and how I'm going to give you some strategy. Some methods that you could take to build the back end of your finances up, to build you a wall, build you like a fortress, if you will, so you can leave that miserable job alone. Because see, here's what happens. When people think you need them, like, I believe one of the reasons they was disrespecting me because I was the oldest one in the class, in the training class. And they act like I ain't had nothing. Like I ain't had nothing going, nothing like that. I'll admit I've had my share of financial struggles. But don't nobody know what I got. So how can anybody make a judgment and you don't even know? I could be hiding all kind of stuff for all people know. But because one thing about me, if I had to say one thing that I definitely learned in my lifetime is not to trust people and not to trust one. The only thing I'm having one of is God. That's it. Because every time I only had one of something, when I lost that one, everything goes downhill. Now, of course, losing a woman ain't gonna take me downhill. Because when you lose a woman, you don't really lose a woman. Your turn is just up. They decide who turn it is. So if she want to get out there and slurp other dudes and have other dudes in her face and all this, your turn is just up, man. Your turn is up. Unfortunate for the kids when a man's turn is up. But look, man, don't try to force it to still be your turn. When your turn is up, your turn is up. So what can you do? What did I do? How was I able to just quit cold turkey on that job? Well, because I have other incomes that I could fall on. That's the thing about having your own business and the gig economy. Like, people can say what they want about DoorDash, about Walmart, Spark, all that stuff. If you go to a job and you don't like it, you could just go back to full-time gig work. Now, here's how it works. Because a lot of people is bad-mouthing the gig, but the fact of the matter is, we, and especially me, you got to learn your market. You got to learn what to do in your market. See, in my market, you can't just sit there and reject everything. Sometimes you're going to have to take the bad stuff to keep the money climbing. My market, Milwaukee, Brookfield, all that, you can't just sit there and just reject everything. You're going to have to take some. And if you constantly take stuff, even though you're taking some bad runs that you were rejecting a better market, your money is still going up. And it's weird that all you got to do with the gig to pay your bills is this. Just figure out the amount you need to make for your bills. And figure out the amount you need to make to do good and to do better. And stay out there until you get it. Stay out there till you get it. So if you need $100 per day for your bills, but wait, hold on. So the reason why, if you notice, like I noticed stuff, the reason why the job market, the jobs are paying more is not because they want to. It's because a lot of people are looking at it like, why would I work this job that don't pay enough and deal with all these toxic people when I could just go and work by myself like I'm finna do right now. Listen to the music I want, stop when I want, use the bathroom when I want. See, at my job, I had to, for me to use the bathroom, I had to either go before I went to my assigned dorm, or I had to call the control center and get somebody to come over there so I could go use the bathroom. And they didn't always come, and sometimes when they did, they didn't always come right away. Now, some of them was very good with it. Like everybody, it was a lot of cool people there. But unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to deal with them too often. I'm dealing directly with the supervisors, which most of them, I'll admit, most of them was decent. I had one sergeant that was a little dickhead, excuse my language. But towards the end, he was always going on vacation, so I knew how he was too. So I got used to him. He gonna try to get under your skin, but you gotta ignore him. He not more man than me. Man, I knocked the socks off. That dude is too little to box with me. See, the thing about them, they didn't know me. So they just had to use assumptions. They had to assume how I was. But what's goofy about it is I'm doing this the way y'all want me to. Every time I start getting on them dudes, they run to them and they start trying to get on me. So when they said don't break up fights, I'm like, cool, right up my alley. Easy money. Easy money. So the thing about it is I knew that I had something on the side. If you only got one job, if that's your only job and that's how you pay your bills and stuff, I've gotten in trouble. Like I said, that's the main thing she could try to say about me. But she could have went and did some stuff too. It's the quitting the jobs. Because my thing is, I don't like my anger to fester because I know myself. I don't let my anger fester. When somebody just start getting on my nerve where it's lingering, I like to remove myself. Now, I had a job when I was younger at the sewage district that I didn't quit because of them and what they was doing. I had business ambitions, and I didn't have the wisdom how to go about it. So I prematurely quit that job. But most of the jobs that I quit, it was either scheduling conflicts, like when I was at the school. Like the school, they fired my cousin. I ain't gonna lie, my cousin was just telling me, just do your work and I'll punch you in the nose. Because the hours conflicted. When he got fired, it became too difficult as far as the schedule. The second time, same thing. Like it was the schedule, like in the summertime, you go to a mid shift, but I already had another job. And that's the reason why I could quit that one. That was just on the side. Now, when I had the paper route, I quit because I just was getting tired, man. Like getting up every day, I was getting lazy. That route, I loved my customers, man. They was tipping the socks off. But I like the dude before me who I replaced, I just started getting like tired of just getting up every day. I wanted to sleep. And I was in the process of supposedly moving. I can live anywhere, y'all. I can live anywhere, because here's the thing. I don't have no problem making friends. Look at this, y'all. This is what I deal with. Speaking of movement, this is what I deal with. Milwaukee is too dramatic. Something is always happening in Milwaukee that causes you to have to alter what you do. Somebody must have got killed over here. They got the whole thing blocked off. It's like it's always something, man. I'm telling you, the Midwest, if you want less drama, especially if you like warm weather, like it's warm right now, beautiful, because it's the summer, the end of the summer. But it's getting ready to get real cold. Like if you don't want to deal with drama and dramatic people, then you got to stay away from the Midwest. Milwaukee, St. Louis, Kansas City, Chicago, Detroit, Indianapolis, Minneapolis, dramatic. Detroit, Flint, the whole Midwest. Just too dramatic. Just impulsive people, crash out boys. You say, well, it's crime, that's everywhere. You're right, it is, but it ain't as bad as the Midwest everywhere. You can't tell me. I was in Texas. Those dudes, they do stuff too, but they got a different frame of mind than these guys up here. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, like for instance, where I used to live at, one day I'm walking, and I hear a dude from Chicago. He come all the way to Texas to talk about gangs and stuff. I'm thinking in my mind, like, man, get out of here with that, man. You came down here to bring that way of life. Because, yeah, Texas got gangs, but the gangs are more territorial, and they crash out less. They think more. You know, you can't tell me I did live. I was dealing with them Crips, white Crips, black Crips, the Bloods. You can't tell me. I knew them both from Fort Worth, from Arlington. I had on all red. Where I was at, that's a Crip area. North Arlington, South Arlington, where I was at is a Crip area. But those dudes, they looked at me when they saw I wasn't on nothing. They did their little handshake in front of me, looked at me, and just kept doing what they was doing. It wasn't no fighting. They ain't say nothing to me. Nothing. And you know what I would have did if they would have said something to me? I would have been like, my bag, dude. I ain't trying to disrespect y'all. Sometimes you just gotta show people respect. Cause I look at it like this. If whatever they was doing it before I got there. I don't try to really change people no more. If they want to change, I'll help them. But I don't force change no more. I just stay away from what I don't like. And that's why you gotta have more than one. More than one. If she keeping your kids away from you or turning your kids away from you, especially if you young, man, you can have another kid. And you can save your money against. If the new woman is a witch, you could do it different with her. You could have her in court, all type of stuff. Already have your child support money socked away. It depends on what you want to do. But let's get back to this gig. So I was calculating how much I made from that toxic job, right? Which is something you should do. If your toxic job is paying you to the point where you got extra money, then you add up how much you need to make to be able to quit that toxic job. Because see, what you want to try to avoid is diminishing your lifestyle. So that toxic job on average, I would say I was probably making about $950 a week. Easy. All I got to do is push my business ideas that I got and get what I can get out of that, because I got them under a different name than the catchy name that I don't want to bring out until I get a trademark. So I got like I'm gonna make those virtual once I come out with the real names. But I gotta be careful because I don't want to have to pay her for stuff that I do. That, this is me. Like you made your decision. You and your new man, you get all your money from him. That's how y'all should be looking at with these women. They shouldn't be able to get us like they do, man. Like once they gone, they gone. That's why we tell y'all don't get married, because the system is not fair. The system is a scam and it's rigged against men. And the only time you see women paying child support is if the income is lopsided, where they making way more. And the dude gets his kids or whatever. But what's that? $950. Let's just say $1,000. That's, if I want 2 days off, that's staying out here until I make $200. You want to go a little over what you was making, because that will make you do better than you was doing. So $225 for 5 days. If I work 6 days, it's what? A little over $1,000. We'll just say 175. Yep, about 175 a day will cover it. So if you work 6 days and you make $950, you want to make $190 per day. Easy. Just got to get up early. That's where my, just being able to get up when you want. Everybody want that, but it's hard, man. You got to make sure you out here grinding, doing what you need to do. So I had multiple incomes. And now I calculated how much I need to make out here. I did that before I left. I've been tired of them for months. They ain't showed me no respect. They act like I ain't never did corrections. Talking about me behind my back. But shout out to the ones that was cool. They know who they are. Just like the ones that wasn't know who they are. F you. You know what I think? This is what I think of you. The ones that was cool though, I appreciate y'all making it easier than it was dealing with the ones that wasn't cool. But anyway, I'm gonna make a part 2 to this. I'm gonna have to, so thanks for watching. Cause I'm not nowhere near done. We gotta get into the strategy of this.